everyone, welcome back to the Anime Iceberg. I'm Megan.
And I'm Meg.
And today we're talking about Dr. Stone, episode 63, Doctor versus Doctor.
And in this episode, tensions rise as Dr. Xeno makes his introductions to the Perseus.
And this covers manga chapter 152, Doctor versus Doctor, and 153, War Game.
And let's get into it. So at the end of the last episode, Gen just was infiltrating the enemy base, and now Kohaku and Chrome are like spying on the base, and they're like, we don't see Gen, and they're like, oh, he must have already infiltrated. And then they call Senku and the gang to let them know what's up. And before they can really say much, Senku's like, stop talking, like don't give out any information, because they likely can listen into our find our radio waves and listen in. So then they kind of start talking in kind of code. And I love how Chrome's like, it's just me and the woman. Yeah, okay. But then in a very bold move, Dr. Xeno calls them. He has indeed found their frequency, and he asks for Dr. Taiju. And this was like, I think the one moment that I saw in the manga before we watched it. I was like, well, I know there's going to be a Dr. Taiju, because
this funny page has to happen.
Yep.
Yeah, it's interesting, though, because in the manga, maybe I missed it somewhere in the previous volume, or maybe this happened, like, off-page, where Xeno introduced himself, but in the manga, he doesn't say, I'm Dr. Xeno, and Taiju uses his name later, so it's like, so I was wondering how did Taiju know? It could have been just an error, because, when you're working on a weekly series, stuff like that's gonna happen, but... Yeah, but in the anime, Xeno does say, I'm Dr. Xeno.
Interesting. Yeah, it must have just been a missed detail.
Yeah, missed panel.
Yeah.
And fun fact number 2, Xeno in the manga, when talking to them, uses the word troglodyte, and we've only heard Senku use that word before.
Oh, what? Wait, sorry, did you use it? He used it in the manga? Or?
Yes, in the manga.
Okay, I bet that's totally a little clue for what happens later.
Yeah.
Which I guess I might be all turned around because we watched 2 episodes this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, and of course, Dr. Taiju immediately goes into character. I would say, in my personal opinion, as a scientist, he is not like any scientist I've met before. Immediately super excited and very chatty, and immediately tells Xeno off, like, you don't shoot at people.
He could be the eccentric scholar.
Yeah, but most... whatever, it doesn't matter. I would say, like, if I was Dr. Xeno, I would not be convinced that he was the scientist. Mm-hmm. But also, he doesn't know any better, so I don't know. And Dr. Xeno kind of clues them into what they have, which they have a Haberbosch plant, which basically is a ammonia chemical factory, and they can make limitless gunpowder. But they have low manpower because they don't know about the revival fluid, and have just been pouring like nitric acid on people, and those who maintained consciousness were able to revive. And I wonder, so then are they saying that when they poured nitric acid, and like if you didn't maintain consciousness, then
nothing would happen.
Nothing happened,
right?
Or they? I guess that must be what they're saying.
Because, I mean, way back when Taiju and Senku first revived, obviously Senku kind of willed himself out of the stone, but Taiju was able to, Senku put his statue under, like, that constant drip of nitric acid.
Yeah, and he was still conscious.
Taiju was still thinking about things, so, yeah.
User, yeah.
Anything for his woman.
Yeah. Yeah, and basically Dr. Xeno they're trying to make a deal of like, if you join us and lend us your manpower, we won't kill you. And of course, the Kingdom of Science is not going to go for that. So he's like, negotiations have failed. And also I feel like, to me, I thought this was a dumb move. They mentioned the revival fluid.
Yeah, Taiju said, like, well, we won't let you know what the revival fluid is made out of. He said the word fluid.
Yeah.
So, which I mean, Xeno could have sussed that out just from nitric acid helping, but like...
I mean, okay, I agree, but he shouldn't have given any details at all.
Yeah.
Like, as Dr. Xeno is super smart. Like, that alone could be enough for him to be like, okay, I know nitric acid works. Let's figure out the rest of this recipe on our own.
Yeah, he could have figured out the alcohol part too, because they made nitol, and that's an etching agent. And also, why would these Japanese people come to America specifically looking for corn, making alcohol?
Yeah. So it was a dumb move, in my opinion. But nobody says anything to him, which kind of surprised me. Like, I thought Senku would be like,
done.
You idiot. Yeah, but Senku does not
you
shy away.
Yeah,
Senku does not shy away from being like, you're stupid. But anyway, Dr. Xeno is done talking. And then we see that they have a second plane, and this one is... At first they're like, oh shoot, it's gonna shoot us down. It's gonna shoot at us again, but it's just scouting and also trying to intimidate them, basically saying like, don't run away because we have a plane and we can follow you. So they're kind of trapped, which honestly, like, they had already kind of decided not to leave, so it wasn't like, oh no, you've intimidated us. But yeah, it would be kind of scary though to see a plane flying overhead. So now the Kingdom of Science needs to come up with a plan for how they're going to defeat the other Kingdom of Science, which I don't think they say in the anime, but I saw that in the manga they say it's the Kingdom of Science versus the Kingdom of Science, and not... I mean, they also say Doctor versus Doctor, but they don't say that in the anime. Anyway, their plan is they're going to fix the plane, and they're going to build a carrier. Of course they are, because Risui and Senku want to fly the plane. And they need a way to take off and land. While they're discussing plans, we see some idiots wanting to go and take care of things themselves. I think it's Magma and Mantle and Yo are like, we have a gun, we can go take
your little pea shooter isn't gonna do anything.
Yeah, right? And Niki's like, nope. Beats him up and...
drags him back.
Yeah. They're always being stupid. And also, I think that scene was also more to show, like, okay, yes, they have a gun, but, like,
it's not going to
do anything. They have machine guns and planes and, like, and also if they just charge in there...
they're going to get killed.
They're going to get killed, or, like, they're going to reveal information that they shouldn't, and it just...
They could crack under torture.
Totally. You would literally, like... poke them or like pinch them and they'd like be like, I yield. Yeah, so Nikki saves the day, honestly. Yeah, and then they I love this, they build like a whole like war room, and they have what did that guy
said? It's like Catan.
Yeah, it's like a Catan board. Well, honestly, here's where Hyoga and Tsukasa kind of come in clutch, because Tsukasa's like, Hyoga, what would you do?
We were bad guys before. What would we do?
Like, what would we do? And they're like, the other Kingdom of Science is gonna construct a small ship to come after us and attack from the sky.
So it'll be like a pirate ship to board them and aerial assaults to support.
Yep, and so that's why they need to build their runway so that they can have their plane going as well, and there's gonna be a dogfight, which as soon as they said that, I was so excited. I was like, yes, dogfight.
Well, you gotta pay attention to Ryusui's face in the episodes ahead, because he just gets more and more amped for this.
Yes, more and more amped, and more like, whoa, are you like a model? It's true.
He has one moment, we'll definitely bring it up when this happens, but he has one moment where I'm like, ooh, L'Oreal commercial.
Exactly. But that just, like, goes to show, like, you're never, like, more attractive than when you're, like...
excited.
When you're excited about things, and...
Well, I've heard people say, like, even if you have no interest in what your friend or spouse's hobby or line of work is, to see them excited makes you want to learn more, and, like, makes that person more charismatic.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think I've said this phrase before, passion inspires passion. So... and it doesn't even have to be romantic. It could just be like, oh, my friend loves this so much. I'm so glad they love this so much.
Mm-hmm.
And I love my friend. Everyone's happy.
Yeah. No, there definitely been moments where I'm, like, feeding off of other people's joy.
Consuming
like,
it.
You're so happy and this is making me so happy.
Mm-hmm. That's why I enjoy being around Ava. She's my little spark plug.
That's very true. Anyway, so now we get to learn about Dr. Xeno's plan. And his plan is a little bit more straightforward. He's gonna assassinate the enemy scientist using Stanley. And Stanley's just so bad, but also so cool. Because like, Stanley says, we can do it, so...
We can.
Yeah. And Stanley's like, I'm gonna get it done. Like, okay, dude. So... Then our Kingdom of Science is going to send out their own attack team, and they deploy Tsukasa, Hyoga, Ukyo, and Suika.
Yeah.
Which, honestly, when I saw that, for both Ukyo and Suika, I was like, how are they keeping up with Tsukasa and Hyoga? Because they're, like, sprinting to where they think the enemy base is.
Their little leggies can't.
Yeah, right? Like, that's... I mean, I gave Ukyo the benefit of the doubt because he was in the military, but Suika, like, they should literally just, like, pick up her watermelon helmet and, like, run with her. But...
Yeah. Well, she knows her way around the forest, so she'll be fine. But now that you mention Ukyo being in the military, that's interesting, because we got an American military man, Stanley, and we got Ukyo, who is a Japanese self-defense forces unit. So, like, and they're both technically snipers, but Ukyo's using a bow and arrow, and Stanley's got his guns.
Mm-hmm.
But they could not be more different people.
Yeah, and also I would feel like very different types of, like, Ukyo was working on a submarine and, like, doing sonar. And Stanley...
Special ops.
Yeah. So, very different. Yeah. But
and different
still
cultures.
Military training, yeah. That too.
Fun line from the manga. Senku says, "Where are our manners? Let's not make our hosts do all the work when we can take the fight to them instead."
And that's the end of the episode.
Yep, so we got some manga extras. First one is Mecha Senku Q&A. Mantle was on the ship all along. Who's actually left back in Japan? And Senku says, "These are the characters who stayed behind in Japan. There are plenty of other kingdom members besides just them, of course. However, don't go thinking they're twiddling their thumbs. Apparently, they're working on a project Senku told them to." So, Jasper, Turquoise, Mirai, Sagra, Ruri, Kokyo, Chalk, Ruby, Sapphire, and Garnet.
I didn't even notice that we hadn't seen Mantle yet.
Yeah, and Kokyo, that's Kohaku's dad. I thought, well, he was with them the last journey they went, but I guess they left him behind this time.
Yeah, I haven't seen him, so...
Yeah.
That I did notice. I didn't notice Mantle.
Yeah. Anyway, well, we noticed Mantle because...
He's the scum of the earth.
We're gonna meet his voice actor. We should do something special when we meet him.
Be like, you play the scum of the earth.
You should make stickers or something. It's like Mantle slander. Or kicking him or something.
Yeah. That would actually be pretty fun.
Hi, dude. We love you, but we hate your character.
Wait, who is it?
Sunny Straight.
Okay.
That's Maze Hughes.
Oh.
Anyway, and then we are on volume 18 now, so we got author and artist notes. Inagaki says, "I received these sandals from Boichi-sensei. The treads on the bottom leave behind the exact footprints made by the first human on the moon. Thank you." And the quote inscribed on the sandals is what was said in the moment. "One small step, one giant leap." Working on a weekly series is tough, but all these little steps combine into one giant leap. Pretty slick how I tied it all together like that, huh? And then Boichi says, Manga, graphic novels, comics, cartoons, we're all one big family cut from the same cloth, and despite any minor differences, these things are something that we all share, something we're meant to share. And yet, it seems to me that so much effort's been dedicated to subdivisions. Why not put the time and energy towards something else instead? We ought to come together to enjoy everything that emerges from the realm of the comic arts, and maybe the industry needs a single umbrella term, a word to describe what we all do. Personally, the word I use is toon. But you're free to pick your own term, of course. A single term would be proof that we're united and ready to take a step towards the future world. These are the thoughts I had while staring at the footprints left by a pair of slippers that took me some great pains and over half a day to obtain.
Nice.
I love how they seem to be good friends.
Mm-hmm. You have to be when you work together.
Yeah.
So much.
Alright, and we're going to introduce a character. Xeno Houston Wingfield. That is his
What a
whole
name.
Christian name. He's played by John Bergmeyer, who is Graf from Frieren, Edshot from My Hero Academia, Shigure from Fruits Basket, and Edisu in Noragami. And once we found out it's Shigure, we were like, oh yeah, I can hear it.
Totally him.
Mm-hmm. Xeno is of Greek origin and can mean stranger, or can be related to Zeus. We've heard it pronounced Xeno before, but different pronunciations. I've heard Xeno, but that's spelled with a Z, so...
Yeah, I think you could honestly say it either way.
Yeah. I've heard it both ways.
Mm-hmm.
Houston is of Scottish origin and means Hugh's son, so it's a classic surname. And then Wingfield is of Old English origin, and it denotes meadows and open land.
Yeah, and Senku said, get excited one time.
Yeah.
And then a little science comment, again, is from our YouTuber Perry Chahal when he was talking about the Haberbosch plant, and it's basically like I kind of already said, the Haberbosch process is how you make ammonia, or one way to make ammonia, and it's you take nitrogen gas and hydrogen gas, and under high temp and pressure plus an iron catalyst, it can produce a bunch of ammonia. Yeah, and then obviously that was created by Fritz Haber and then Karl Bosch. And then actually, if you've heard of the company Bosch, was founded by Robert Bosch, who was the uncle of Karl Bosch, which is kind of interesting.
Yes. Okay, I guess we don't have any extra stuff to talk about this week.
Nope.
Gotta mix it up for our favorite line of the episode because yours came first and mine came right after.
Yep, so mine came from Kohaku when she and Chrome are talking about Gen and him infiltrating. And Kohaku was like, the guy was born to schmooze. He's the most trustworthy liar in the whole world.
How can he be such a great liar and trustworthy at the same time? Said Chrome.
And what did we learn?
Take the fight to the enemy.
Mm-hmm. And who pushed story forward?
Tsukasa and Hyoga for leading the war meeting.
Yep. Alright. That's all we've got for this week's episode.
Yep. Make sure to follow us on Instagram for funny memes and such. And stay tuned for an announcement we might have about our YouTube channel.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.